And we can start off with
We live. We just hit it. It's live right now. What you want to jump out with?
shit, man.
You want to jump up at the icy man? You got on that black and yellow too. You like, all right, yeah. You just want to remind y'all, I had that money before Minka. I feel you.
Hey, shit, shout out Minka, man. But hey, what's up, man? What's up, family? It's Thursday, June 16th, man. And we back at it for another one. Um, I'm one half of the pod, Antoine Bethea, got my co-host D. But
Yes, sir.
man, it's been a good week so far, man. And obviously, we're gonna jump in this thing, man. We got a lot to talk about. US Open, got Brittany Griner. We got some football news. Huge signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, extending Minka Fitzpatrick. We got what else we got? We got the
Baker
Stanley Cup
Mayfield potentially on the move down into Carolina.
to Carolina. We got
Coach,
shit.
coach got to get some answers at safety. Be losing the star at safety, surprisingly.
Connor Willis. Yeah. That was tough. So we definitely going to speak on that. On Tiny last night breaking up a no hitter. Um,
Showtani.
yeah, man. So we got and obviously game 6 tonight. Back in Boston. See if Golden State can close it out, or if Boston can come out big at home and extend it to a game 7, man. So we got a lot to talk about today.
Gonna be interesting, man. Gonna be a good one. Should be a good one. Make sure y'all, obviously, as y'all always do, throw some good questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're gonna talk about it. But see you on the other side. Bum, bum, bum. Yo.
Yo.
Back another episode of the Man to Man Pod. What we jumping out with today, AB?
You want to jump into this football, man, or you wanna end it with the football today?
We might as well come out with the football, man. Football news, it's few and far between, days we got some big breaking news to talk about. So obviously this is near and dear to our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see safeties getting paid, man. A very important position at defense, although they've been kind of devalued over the years. But Minka Fitzpatrick got his money out there in Pittsburgh. I believe what was his 4-year, $73 million deal, I believe.
Yeah, 36 guaranteed on signing day.
Yeah.
And this is well deserved. Well deserved. When he came over from one of your teams. I don't know what the Dolphins were thinking about. But it was a huge pickup for the Steelers, man, and he is one of the top safeties in the game right now.
Yeah.
So obviously Pittsburgh, man, they are signing him to an extension, keeping him around for 4 more years, man. And obviously with that defense, man, he's one of the leaders, and he makes plays after plays after play after play. And like you said, man, I think people are starting to notice how important that position is, especially the way the game is going on the offensive side of the ball, what the offenses are doing. When you have to have a safety that be able to drop down to cover that slot receiver, or even bump inside and guard those tight ends, man, and obviously be part of the run game as well. So safeties, man, are very, very, very important to the defense. As we always should say, the quarterback of the defense.
Yeah.
In my opinion, man. So shout out to Minka Fitzpatrick, Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Well deserved.
We love to see it, man. Good business by the Steelers, locking them up, so you're not dealing with this going into the season or going into training camp. He'll be there. He'll be happy. You locked up TJ Watt last year, who's obviously a staple in that defense as well. So now you got a first level guy and a third level guy that's going to be there holding down the fort. Now you still got to find that linebacker. You know, Pittsburgh historically have been known for having great linebacker play. You brought in Miles Jack over there, I believe. You got Coach Brian Flores, who'll be coaching the linebackers. So I'm interested to see this defense fly around and be. They're gonna have to be lights out this year with the questions at quarterback. But locking up Minkah was the right move. Love to see it for him. Love to see it for the safety position as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, while we talking, where would you rank Minkah right now?
Ooh.
Safeties in the game. Where would you rank him right now?
Man, he got to be a top 5 guy. You know, a couple All Pros. He coming into the league as a first round pick. He was versatile. He played corner, played slot, played safety, and that was one of the things he was upset with in Miami. You know, they were using him in too many spots, and I think that can be to a player's detriment when they're, you know, especially when they're young. You know, when they get to year 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe in the game and slow it down a bunch. Now you can put a bunch on his plate and move around a lot. But coming into the league, you're trying to figure so much out. And he wanted some stability at a position. That's what Pittsburgh gave him. So top 5 for sure. And as you know, it's tough to make, you know, these lists because different safeties come with different strengths, different weaknesses. But I would definitely put Minkah in that top 5. What about you?
I agree with you. I agree, man. I might even, you know, bump it up and say he's top 3 conversation for me. Top 3 safety just because of he splashes on film consistently, you know. And for me, it's not all about, you know, the splash plays, you know, because you can have your splash plays, but then you could be giving up a lot as well. You know what I mean? So it kind of evens out. But for what I've seen, he doesn't give up a lot of plays. You know, he's and he's good on all phases as far as when it comes to the safety. He's a ball hawk. He can come down. He can put the hat on you as well, man. So, and he does a lot. He can do a lot, man. So I would put him up there in the top 3 safety conversation for me.
Ooh, I like him. I like him a lot. That's high praise coming from somebody that's played 14 years at the position, and so you can't argue with it. He's been highly productive. Staying in the safety conversation, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, man. Khari Willis, man, announces a retirement from the NFL. You know, after playing 3 years, he said he had a higher calling, and that was to, you know, to the man above, to God, and to the church. And it's very surprising, especially at this time, you know, June. You know, I would say in about 45 days. They're gonna be in camp, you know, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the coach weren't expecting this, but now it's a question for the coach. It's like, what do you do? You know, what do you do to replace him, because he was a he was a staple in that defense at that position. So, but shout out to Khari Willis, man. You know, you got that calling, man. You gotta follow that, and I respect him for doing that. And then I also respect the coach as well. You know, them coming out saying, hey, look, we support you in your retirement and your decision. So that's big.
Yeah, definitely surprising. You still got the cleats. You still I know you be training in good shape. See what I'm saying? You still ready to give that call? Like, hey, B, come home, baby.
I ain't got nothing for him. Look, I would say this. I can give you a series.
Just one?
Nah, so that's what I'm saying. Like
you bullshit. You bullshit. 4-1 come out there with the low white.
I give you 20, 30 plays.
No white short. You can come out there. Yeah, you bullshit. You can go out there. But yeah, man, like you said, it was definitely surprising to me to hear. Obviously, such a young player, you would expect going into a prime. You're going into a contract year.
Yeah.
It's even not more importantly than that, but we know it's 3 years, 4 games to get vested. You know, so this was one of the things that was one of my first thoughts, honestly. Hey, get them 4 games so you get those benefits that you've, earned. But like you said, when you get that higher calling, you got to answer it. And obviously, that's what's happened with him. And I'm hopeful that he's fulfilled and he enjoys this new path. But obviously that's a big step. I'm sure he loves football. You can tell by the way he plays the game, hard-nosed physical player, that he loves the game. So it was probably a tough decision for him, but I'm sure he made the right one for him and his family. So wishing him nothing but success going down the line.
So I mean, talking about the coach, they signed Rodney McLeod, veteran, can come in, and I think he'll be able to help that secondary for all the plays, all the snaps that he has under his belt. So I think he'll be probably looking at him to come in, step in, fill some shoes. Obviously you got Jay Blackman, so
yeah. And Jay, he's coming. Julian Blackman's coming off that injury. He came into the league with the ACL injury, I believe, and then now the Achilles. So it's we hopeful, fingers crossed that he stays healthy this year. And drafted Nick Cross out of Maryland. We're gonna be rocking that Deuce-O. And a couple months ago, one of our guys hit me and was like, "Hey, this dude in 20. I ain't paying much attention. His OTAs, I don't put too much on that." But he like, "Hey, he flying around. He looked good." And now his role, he the starter or coming in on packages, it has increased with the retirement of Willis. So definitely excited and interested to see what Cross can bring to the table. But he's definitely getting some high praise down there in Indy. So that's good news. But this was surprising for sure.
Yeah, man. But
sticking with the Colts, man. I've been trying to get Terry. I've been trying my best to get Terry McLaurin out there, man. You think they can make that move? If you do make that move, what does it do for us?
It does a lot for us. Like you said, you got Matt Ryan over there, and the run game already speaks for itself with Stewart. The O-line, good O-line. So, just having that receiver there that's proven, that's done it, and that can get it done, man. I think that opens up the offense for us, and then I think it will help the other guys, the other wideouts that lines up. You know what I mean? So it takes a little bit of pressure off of them as well. So I'm right there with you, man. I'm a man-to-man alum from Indy, like you've been saying. You've been yelling it. We have the money, as you've mentioned many times before. T-Mac, he's not happy with his situation over there with the Commanders, and he deserves that, man. The way the receiver market is and what these receivers are getting paid, man, he deserved that pay raise, man. So I would love to see him in Indy with that horseshoe on his helmet, man. And Chris Ballard, if you tapping in, man, hey, man, make them phone calls, man, and see what we can do to get him in the building.
Yeah, and reportedly there was a call made months ago to kind of check their tempo on that. We already obviously had a trade with them sending Carson Wentz over there, and I don't understand, why the Commanders wouldn't lock a guy up like this. He's obviously giving you more than you anticipated on the field, and then off the field as well. Been voted a captain early on in his career. Has never heard of any off the field issues with him or any locker room issues. He's a culture guy. So it makes no sense for them. I know you drafted a receiver out of Penn State, Dotson, in the first round this past draft, but like we said earlier, Terry is a proven commodity in this league. So I would love for us to get him, and we're probably gonna be in the QB market, in the draft. What I mean, in a year or two. So you're gonna have a young quarterback that you're not gonna have to pay $40-45 million a year. So you should be able to afford a receiver contract like this. So I don't know. It makes a lot of sense to me, to us, but we'll see. We know Chris is a little more conservative when it comes to signing and trading away high assets. We did it with Buckner. That was a home run, I felt like, but we shall see.
Yeah. So how you think this? If the Commanders don't deal him, if he doesn't get a contract extension, man, how does it look out there with the Commanders, man? Because again, man, I think it's the same story with the Commanders, man. They're always in the news and not for the right reason, right? So, you had Jack Del Rio with the foolish ass comment that he made about the dust up, right? And then you got Coach Rivera, and it's you can feel how you want to feel about that. I have my take on it. about that whole situation. But then you got that in the news, right? And now you already trying to I'm not gonna say sweep it under the rug, but your owner is in the news and not for good reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you bring Carson Wentz in, and people may feel however they feel about that situation. And then one of the guys that's doing it the right way, you know what I'm saying, on the field, good guy, like you said, voted captain in his second year.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay the guy. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You thought that, you would think that something would start to change within the organization, but it just seems like it's continuously the wrong stuff that's coming out of there.
And with all the distractions, like you mentioned, you would want to say, all right, let's take care of what we can take care of, at least with the product that we're putting on the field. So let's take care of this guy that's been productive, regardless of who's taking the snaps at quarterback. And little news with that quarterback situation, I think Taylor Heinicke was asked, are you trying to compete for the starting job with Carson Wentz there? And his answer to that was, look, you paying the quarterback $30 million and you paying the quarterback $2 million, they probably going to go with that guy, and it's my job to back him up. And I'm sure he's going to be out there, obviously, preparing and to be the starter, which he has been in the last year or so, year plus. But I felt like that was a good answer. And I think Carson Wentz, smart answer.
A real answer.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm going to compete, but shit, real is real. Like 30 mil, 2 mil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Smart, honest answer. And even with that, you're trying to find a quarterback and some stability at the most important position. You would think, once again, that you're going to keep a guy like Terry Mack in the building. But what the hell do we know? Above our pay grade right now. Hopefully, Mayhew figures that out, and Terry gets his money, which he deserves.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Watch he end up on the Rams."
That's crazy.
I would be surprised, man.
That boy Dan Snyder's supposed to go to court. He notified the people and say, "Man, I'm gonna be out of the country."
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to make it.
I ain't gonna make it, man.
Dan Snyder, wild boy, man.
Wow.
But the football news.
No, I think that's
Oh no, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Boy, Baker, it's been rumors that the Panthers have been pushing for a Baker Mayfield trade after early reports this offseason that there was mutual disinterest between the two parties. Obviously, a lot of question marks in Cleveland with their quarterback situation with Deshaun Watson, what he got going on, and Baker Mayfield potentially being shipped down to Carolina, which I think would be and we spoke about this months ago, would be a significant upgrade over Sam Darnold. They both have the same fifth-year option guarantee this year. I think it was around $18 million. How do you feel about this? You think this would be a good move for Baker and Carolina, or one or the other, or neither?
So again, you said, I think to your point, we had this discussion before.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it would be a huge upgrade.
A lot of people agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a huge upgrade. I think this would be a good move for Baker, getting a fresh start, getting out of the building of Cleveland or whatever. So it'll be a fresh start for him. Carolina, I'm not sure. You kind of like in a carousel with quarterbacks right now. You had Teddy Two Gloves, you had Sam Darnold, now you got Baker. So for the Carolina Panthers, if you feel as though this is an upgrade, then obviously they're making that push. Go ahead and make that push. But deep down in my heart, just seeing what's going on with Deshaun right now, where you still have some women that's coming up and filing civil suits. I just don't see him. We talked about it before, where it was like, okay, we feel as though he gonna get 6 games regardless. Mm-hmm. But now, as we get closer, and the needle's not moving either way as far as if we're gonna see Deshaun, what's gonna happen. If I'm Cleveland, Baker, you stuck, bro. Like we're not letting you go anywhere unless Carolina is offering something that we can't refuse.
Yeah.
So Cleveland, they brought in Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a solid backup. But in my eyes, if I'm Mr. Berry, I'm not letting Baker go anywhere unless Carolina is offering us everything.
Yeah, so you let Baker stay away from the mandatory stuff. So you still think there's room for that relationship to be, I don't want to say mended, but for them to deal with each other for, let's say Deshaun gets
business is business,
8 games.
Business
you think
is business.
you think Baker, because as soon as they start having the conversations with Deshaun, even when Deshaun said, nah, the Browns, y'all off my list, Baker was like, I want out of here. And I know he's guaranteed his money regardless. Maybe he feel that salty to the point where he's like, man,
bro,
you feel like he'll take those snaps for 6,
bro. Yeah, who wouldn't? Like you starting. Yeah, like we had our hiccups. You know how to, but look, what I'm saying, for people that's in relationships, yeah, we're gonna have our disagreements. Somebody might go downstairs, somebody might go in another bedroom and sleep for a couple of days or whatever the case may be. But when it's time to talk about the kids, guess what? We gotta come back. We gotta agree on certain things. We gotta make this happen. You know what I'm saying? So with this, it's like, okay, Baker, you was upset that we went and talked to Deshaun. We signed Deshaun, but guess what? You can go out here and start for 6 to 8 weeks, make it happen. And as a competitor, D-Butt, I don't think if somebody, even though you could be pissed off, if somebody comes to you and say, D-Butt, I need you to go out here and lead this team for 6, 8 weeks, possibly the season, you're not gonna sit back and say, nah, y'all did this earlier this year, and I'm not gonna do that. Like, I don't see it,
man.
He could.
But hey, fuck y'all. My money guaranteed. Move me. Find a trade partner, man. And
that's
trade partner, I'm ready. Seattle, Carolina, like you look around the landscape, there's nobody on those rosters that's better than Baker Mayfield. I still hold out that a healthy Baker is a top 20-something quarterback. Let's say top 22 quarterback. So you look around the league, it's somebody that's willing to give up something to get me. Like you said, it's still in the Panthers' hands. But
it's in the Browns' hands.
I got Jacoby.
Like, it's in the Browns' hands, though. Like, it's in the Browns' hands. He don't got no room to really talk shit for real.
He do, because you don't want a quarterback in there being malcontent. You know how important that when you going into a season, it's a lot of expectations there. Yeah, you can't have your leader that he don't really want to be here long term. He's not the guy. He pissed off at everybody. Like, you can't have that. Nah, you can't.
Go out there and play ball. Go out there and play ball, Slim.
You can't do that. Jacoby, we got to put Jacoby.
I don't think I feel you. Like, that's why they signed Jacoby, but I still think it's in the ball is in Cleveland Browns
court. Oh yeah, they ultimately
I think it's in their court. And I just, as a competitor, man, I just, you got your guaranteed bread, you getting your bread already. Shit, go out there and rock.
His quarterbacks play a different game. I said New Orleans.
Look, if I was big, I'd go out that mother and I'll let that joke fly. First and 10. I'm checking. I'm letting that thing fly.
Alert. It's a whole audition out here, man.
What?
Get out of here. Hey, Stefanski, I don't like that play. Let's run something
else. 6 to 8 weeks, boy. We going.
It's rough out there in Cleveland, man. And speaking of, obviously the Deshaun situation is, it's still playing itself out in court. Hold on.
Hey, G.I. Joe got them receipts, baby.
Listen, man, that's still a conversation. But, the Deshaun stuff, we don't know how that's ultimately going to play out. Obviously, a couple of grand juries didn't find enough to indict him. You got more civil cases coming out. Innocent until proven guilty, as far as it goes. With me, my thought, 66 women, and these are obviously serious allegations, but 66 women, over 20 cases now. That the amount of women, the amount of cases, that doesn't, push me either way, is because I know it's some people into some weird shit out here. And you got multiple run-ins with people. You got NDAs. Like, it's just a lot of questions. And it, from the outside looking in, the shit is weird.
Hey, me and the wife was talking about this the other day, man. We sitting at the bar. We ain't had no kids for about a week. So we sitting at the bar and it come up on the TV. And I'm like, yo. So she was like, yo, you ain't have 66 masseuse in your 14-year career. But I'm like, hey, there's some freaks out here, baby.
There's some people into some weird shit, man.
Hey, some freaks out here. So I'm like, again, to your point, you know, innocent till proven guilty. And he stands on that. You know, I didn't force anything on anybody. So again, you know, we will, you know, it took it to the court. They didn't find anything, you know what I mean? So like all silver suits, but 66 to your point.
It's definitely not a good look. But once again, how I feel about it or the judgments I may cast on it, that doesn't necessarily make somebody guilty of something that he's been accused of. And if he is found guilty of these things, or more evidence comes out,
little boy. Little freak, little boy.
He should be punished to the fullest extent. He got that. It's just, and it's also knowing the NFL. I just feel like they would have had to do the due diligence to get to a point where you got, teams basically lining up to sign Deshaun. You had 4 or 5 teams laying out great deals, flying them in, sending them down, all these different things. It's hard for me to really think that they did there because we know the resource that the NFL has.
Yeah.
And to think they came back and they said, yeah, we're going to go through with this. But, it's going to play out. Hopefully the truth comes to the light.
Free zone.
But hey, like I said, I done been around more than most, but you bump into some people.
Do what?
Hey, whatever y'all got going on, y'all good. But hope justice is served either way.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Brittany Griner, detention. Did you read the actual story on this? I didn't see the actual details on this besides her detention being extended by Russia.
Yeah, so I think they mentioned how many days I think it was, don't get me lying. I think but I did hear that they stated a number of days that the detention was extended. I think she's been detained now for, I think it's 119 days. And like it's just crazy to me. Like what can, and again, obviously it's probably a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, but I would just think that, by now, man, we would try to be doing any and everything to get her back.
Yeah.
Back to U.S. soil.
And hopefully we do, and it's, it's a bad situation. And this happens to a lot of people, I'm sure. You get crossed these different lines and things that are legal here or really aren't really frowned upon that much here in other countries and other places in the world. Like, you can be somebody put in here, she could be facing up to 10 years. I hope it doesn't get anywhere near that. But hopefully she gets home sooner than later safely, man. This is a tough situation, especially with Russia, being at war right now.
Yeah.
And everything going on with the relationship between Russia and the United States. This is man, it's tough. But be careful, you crossing into different lines in different countries.
Nah, for sure.
Man, I almost got jammed up.
Where you was at?
One time. I mean, where was I coming from? I flew from Jamaica, I think, to Florida, to Phoenix. Man, I had some shit in my bag for three trips. I didn't know. I got to the airport. Ooh.
Well, hard drop.
Well, what? I was like, man, I done been international. I done been this and that. But
yeah, but Van Albright said extended to July. I think the exact date is July 2nd that the detention has been extended to, man. So again, man, we are praying for Brittany Griner. obviously her loved ones, man. And hopefully, again, we can get her back to U.S. soil, man. This shit is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Some scary stuff, man. What else we got going on, man?
Man, we got this U.S. Open, man. The 122nd U.S. Open starts today. Obviously, golf has been in the news.
Mm-hmm.
You got Liv and the controversy between the two. So how you think the viewership for the U.S. Open is going to be? You think it's going to stay the same? It drops, it goes up.
I think it goes up just for the simple fact that, like you said, it's been so much controversy around the sport of golf. So people are probably interested in seeing how certain. Because I think right now it's players that have played in the Live tournament that are playing in the U.S. Open right now. And I was watching somebody speak on it earlier. He was saying he's seen friendly interaction still. And I think guys understand hey, everybody got their different situations. Everybody got their different choices to make. It was interesting to see Rory and I think Jon Rahm speak out, kind of about the decisions that other have made. It's like Rory, you done signed a $100-something million deal with Nike, and you are the face of the PGA at this point in time. You got video games and all. Like, really interested in hearing your input on, these other cats who ain't nowhere near that type of status. I'm sure. You want to use your platform and you believe what you're saying, but whatever.
Yeah.
Go get your money, young man, and get back over here and make your money and play the game that you love. But everybody got something to say. But it'll be interesting. I'm watching it right now. I don't know who 90% of these guys are, to be honest, but I'm watching it. So I think the viewership maybe get a little bump.
Man.
Golf. What else? We got I saw a baseball highlight last night. Didn't watch a game, but this is somebody we've talked about on this show a couple times. Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
The phenom out there. And I got some questions from the baseball people that are in the chat. I got some questions about this team. But before that, Ohtani breaks up a no-hitter in the top of the ninth. He actually hit a triple, and then kind of gave the pitcher a little taunting wave too. I know that felt good for him to break up that no-hitter. But Ohtani, you got Mike Trout on the same team. Both that's generational talent on the same team. And I think their win percentage is like 19th in the league in the MLB. How does that happen? I know we got Tone in here, baseball guy. I'm sure we got some more baseball people in the chat. How is this the case? You got two of the best players in the two probably top 5 players in the league, I would assume.
Shit. Team sport, D-Buck.
I feel that, but damn.
I mean,
how many people on the? Is it 9 people?
It's
9 people, right? No pitch.
Yeah.
Stats Matt said no pitching.
No pitching.
So okay, so no bullpen. Okay, Angels have no bullpen. Well,
that's it right there.
I guess that answers that answers the question right there. Angels have no pitching. Okay, Jimmy. I guess that answers my question. But damn, but get these guys out of there, man. I hate to see good players or get some people over there, man. Damn.
Yeah, Angels ain't doing that. They're gonna try to keep them two for as long as possible.
Man, I think that was against the Dodgers last night too. Get them over there, Dodgers, man. No salary cap in baseball, right?
Make it happen.
19th out of 30. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, man, we got the Avalanche. They asked the Lightning on. Go ahead and set.
No, you got that one, brother.
But Burakovsky.
There we go.
Burakovsky overtime goal to open Stanley Cup final. So I think we both had the Lightning.
Go Bolts.
To win the Stanley Cup final. Did you tap in to this game at all?
I did not. I saw it on my timeline. Obviously, Got some hockey guys that I follow on my timeline. Shout out Nick. That's Hockey Talk. Mike Rupp, Gump, and the boys. Tone. You know, they talk about hockey, but I didn't watch it. It sounded like an electric game, though. They won 4-3 in overtime to kick off the Stanley Cup Finals, fighting for Lordo. That trophy is amazing. And found out the last couple of days that you can only, hockey players only touch it if you want it. Pause. But good opening. You know, obviously not a great opening for us and our pick with our Tampa Bay Lightning, but obviously we're huge hockey guys. And the Avalanche went up, according to Brad Richardson, the Avalanche went up 3-1 in the first period. Come on, Brad. So, that's not a quarter. Quarter's 4. Come on, man. Even I know that. But
Lightning came back. They made it a tough go.
Made it a tough go, man. I might tap into a game. Maybe. Hockey games ain't bad. The thing about hockey, if I turn it on, I probably won't turn it off. It's just I got to turn it on in the first place. So I accidentally went to TNT a couple times looking for some basketball, and I've had hockey on, watch a couple minutes here and there. But yeah, interesting. And you see everybody in. Hey, it's free Gump out here, man. We got to get Gump back stateside. Everybody with the movement. It's free Gump till it's backwards over here.
Free Gump.
What else we got, man?
Man, it was something that I think we had in here Monday. I don't think we touched on it. Totally off topic. It's not sports, but is huge into this.
Very scary right now.
To the family in the comments, what do you think? Is crypto dead?
Is crypto dead? You know what? I'm gonna go.
Dead.
Bitcoin
to the 18-month low as sell-off hits crypto.
Yeah, this is Bloomberg. Something that 18-month low. What was the other one we had in here too? We had another one. The stock market obviously is ugly right now as well. Everybody
S&P is crazy.
The NFT market, which I never really got into because I didn't understand it enough. But it's a lot going on right now in a lot of different areas. So this is a fair question, but I would say no. I still think it's a good long-term play. Obviously have lost a ton of gains. And when I got into crypto in 2017, I told myself, I'm still playing, but I told myself, hey, this is at least a 5 to 10 year play for me, minimum. And I'm at that 5-year mark right now.
You gotta make it. You gonna make a decision, baby.
I was looking, I'm like, you know what? I did tell myself.
Am I gonna ride this train or I'm getting off at the next stop?
I did tell myself, I said, you know what? You did say 5, 10 years. So is this? But nah, I'm in, man. I gotta hold it. And everybody gotta make their own decision. I'm not giving any financial advice for entertainment purposes only. But everybody gotta make their own decision. And for me, this was, like I said, it was bought with that in mind. Long-term investment. And I still think crypto is just gonna be depending on which one, but I still think Bitcoin, I still think Ethereum have some good long-term use, and I'm gonna hold on to it because the people that are really in charge, the tech nerds and this is going to be the future core to them. The blockchain and all this other shit that I don't quite fully understand yet. But just like when we, always say, I never scan my face, or I won't use my fingerprint, or I won't do this and that. Once this shit get into a position where we got to use it, we're gonna be using it. So I'm still hold on over here. But and shit, if you've been holding on this far, don't sell it.
Might as well. Yeah, might as well.
Don't sell it at the bottom. This is when it get emotional. You know what I mean? Don't sell it at the bottom.
And if you haven't, it might be a good time
Might be a good time to jump in once again. This is entertainment purposes only,
Entertainment
but
purposes only, as
I
D
got a
Butler.
number in mind that if it dips under that, I'm definitely
Out of
getting
there.
back in there. Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm
you
getting
getting
back
in
in
there.
there. Yeah, I'm
Getting in
getting back in. But for me, though, you heard the two I talked about, Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's what I've been on from the beginning. People, crypto dead as fuck. Crypto beef. Okay, see, you got some, you know. Ma, I never understood crypto, so I don't know if it's alive or dead. I feel like a lot of that was AB. You were like, hey, you gonna stay in my lane.
That's
Pat McAfee
yeah.
the same way.
I said I'm gonna stay in my lane, man. And it's crazy because I have more and more conversations about crypto, and I'm still like, man, like I hear you, but I just, and typically, man, I'm really good at like seeing the big picture, like
Mm-hmm.
and not really like being in the moment, but like really sitting back and be like, okay, well, I can kind of see where this is going and how I can benefit from this and whatever. But then with the crypto, man, I just can't grasp it. Like, I have
Yeah.
different people explain it different ways. And I'm like, okay, I see that, but then I'm like, but damn, yeah, I got 5 million in my, boom, boom. I'm like, well, what can you do with that 5 million right now? Like,
I mean, it's a lot.
well,
It's a lot you could do with it. But I mean, like you said, it ain't for everybody. And for
ain't
some
for
people,
everybody.
for me, I felt like, you know what, it's worth getting in early and just taking the chance. I was able to take the chance. I had the disposable income to do it, ride out. And I think it is going to be the currency. And somebody mentioned, it's fake currency, is this and that. I mean, if you think about currency, like it's really about people buying in and believing what something is worth ultimately. And I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but these dollars we got ain't going as far as they used to. It's getting real ugly real quick in a lot of different areas. But I'm still locked in. And like I said, I got some numbers in mind. And when they hit, I'm gonna dip the pinky toe back in there.
But man, D-Buck, man, I got to run.
Oh yeah, man, you got to take off, man.
45, man. I got to run, man. But to the fam, man, I appreciate y'all as always. Y'all have a great weekend. Peace and love, man. Y'all stay blessed.
Yes, sir. You heard my guy. See you on Monday.
All right, brother.
Yep. But let's see what else we got, man. This crypto did. Stock market ugly right now too. Ooh, woo. Hey, F1 back in Canada this weekend in Montreal, the Canadian Grand Prix. This was the first one since pre-COVID, so 2019 was the last one. Who won it? Was it Vettel? Lewis Hamilton actually won it. Somebody cut him off, got a 5-second penalty at the end, but Lewis Hamilton won this Grand Prix, rightfully so. The last time it was ran in Canada, and now to be running there again this weekend. Verstappen coming off another victory, the Baku Grand Prix. Perez finished second. We'll see if Red Bull extends his lead, if Ferrari can figure it out with their engines, and but we shall see. It'll be a good race. This should be a more exciting race. I think any race would be more exciting than the last one, but I actually slept through the last one live. I had to go watch it back on my F1 TV app, which was well worth the investment, by the way. But yeah, man, y'all tap in. And when y'all do tap in, y'all let F1 know I brought you. You feel me? Y'all do that. Hammer it. Lewis Hamilton, top 5 finish. You know what? Honestly, keep it real with you. The NBA been kicking my ass in betting so far. Jason Tatum, dog, he hurt me the other day, 2 points away from a damn 8-9 leg parlay. But anyway, NBA been smacking me. But F1, my betting on F1 has been spot on. I picked the entire starting 5 on the grid in qualifying. I called them out literally by name 1 through 5. I hit a couple boosts on there, so I'm gonna be locked in. I'm definitely got my best percentages betting on F1. It's a little more predictable in my opinion. But then the unpredictability comes in when your engine just blows on the 21st lap of a 51 lap race. I've been locked in. So y'all definitely follow me for those F1 plays. But Lewis Hamilton, top 5. He been dealing with some back issues, man. Could barely get out the car at the end of the last race because of all the purposing, however you pronounce it, but all the bouncing with the cars. You know, he's a little older, so, you know, messing with his back. So I'd be interested to see how he perform. His guy, George Russell, another Mercedes driver, has had a top 5 finish in every race this year, the only driver to do so. So it'd be interesting. Zach, matter of fact, hey, y'all just, what time? We got 12 more minutes. Y'all throw some questions in the chat when I rock with y'all these last 12 minutes. Zach, Tony, you can throw those internet questions in here too if you want me to get to those. Up to something. I'm up to something. I'm up to a lot. This NFL season, this football season and beyond is going to be very, very exciting. Everything is going to crank up a few notches for me. Been out of the league since 2017 was my last season. You know, did some, you know, dabbled in various things and then kind of settled on this in this sports media lane. I was probably say more than a year ago where I said, all right, this is what I'm going to do full time. I'm going all in. And I've been very particular about some of the things that I do or conversation I've had. And everything has been cranking up. So it's going to be an exciting season for your boy and for you guys who've been tapping in, supporting. I appreciate that more than anything. And the arrow is definitely going up for all of us. Hopefully, you know, we'll continue to bring a fresh voice to the sports media world. You know, and wherever I go, wherever you see my face, I'm gonna be me. You know what I mean? Ain't no, you know, you're gonna get me 100%, and I'm gonna keep having fun with it. And most importantly, getting to that bag. But it's gonna be a fun year. It's been a crazy offseason with the NFL. I think it's gonna be an even crazier season. Some shit's gonna go down that nobody expects, like it always does. And then this F1, man, this F1 stuff, no bullshit. I'm locked in on it, so keep an eye on that lane too. You know what I mean? But anyway, enough about Good Morning Football. Good Morning Football was excited. Did it Monday, co-hosted it Monday, Tuesday for those 3 hours. Obviously a different show, something different than I'm used to. But very, very fun. Obviously, it's been some turnover there with Kay leaving, with Nate leaving a couple years ago. So they're looking to fill those chairs permanently. And for those of you that are tapped in right now, I'll be live in studio with Good Morning Football at some point next month for a week co-hosting. So we'll see how that goes. But stay locked in, you know. Trying out some different things, you know. Got to see what rocks with your boy and who rocks with me. But been fun, man. What else we got in here that we have not gotten to? Did we even talk about? We didn't even preview Game 6 before. Damn, we should have got to this with AB. But yeah, obviously a huge Game 6 coming up tonight between the Warriors, the Celtics. It'll be on the Celtics floor, TD Garden. The Warriors are trying to close out Steph Curry's, in my opinion, having a phenomenal series. Didn't have a great night shooting the ball in Game 5, but Andrew Wiggins took over. He's had back-to-back great games. He's been the X factor in this series so far. Do we see Game 6 Clay tonight? Do we see Steph bounce back and drop 35 plus? Does Jason Tatum show up in the big moments? He's been small so far in the big moments, in my opinion, in this series. Does he show up at home and force a Game 7? I think the Celtics, they lost back-to-back games for the first time in this playoff run. I believe first time probably since, don't give me the line on here, but in a long time, they finally lost back-to-back games. I don't think they lose 3 in a row. I think they win tonight at the Garden, as much as I hate to say it, and force a Game 7, and the Warriors handle business and win it at home, Game 7, to secure Steph Curry's, 4th championship and first NBA Finals MVP. And been a lot of talk about should Steph Curry be in the top 10 all-time conversation. It's disrespectful that that's even a conversation at this point. Me and AB were talking about, Mount Rushmore the other day. Y'all know how I feel about Steph. He's already been in my top 5 before this year even started. This was my team that I picked to come out of the West and win it all. And now we're 1 game away, baby. Yes, you heard me. We are 1 game away. So I think we'll get into Game 7, though. Let's see. We got a question from the internet. Top 3 defensive players all time. Okay. Well, this is MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew from the NFL Network. He has Deion Sanders 1, Aaron Donald 2, Lawrence Taylor 3. Can't argue with those top 3. I know how I feel about AD. Very similar to how I feel about Steph. He is number 1 on my all-time list, but good list. Let me see what else we got, man. Yeah, they've been Molly Mall. They got to give Steph this one. A lot of people are already trying to, hey, man, what about Andrew Wiggins? Andrew Wiggins is having a great, great series. Great series. But Steph has been, come on, man. Come on, man. The Draymond stink at basketball, absolutely not. Hall of Fame, Dre. No disrespect. Hall of Fame. Great, great role player. It's a team sport, and you need a Draymond Green on your team. In that last game, I don't know if you were how many people were watching it, but if you were paying attention, when Draymond followed Jason Tatum all the way to their bench, trying to get the ball away from him, that kind of changed that game. And I felt like Draymond kind of punked that team on their own bench. And you need a guy like that. Once again, he ruffle feathers. He's going to talk his shit on his pod. He's going to talk his shit on the court. I love it. I love it. And he plays good ball. Obviously, he struggled early on in the series, but it's a reason why he's a part of that trio that has won more NBA Finals games than any other trio in NBA history. So you're going on 8, 9, 10 years now where these guys have dominated. And there's 6 finals. So I love Draymond, man. Fantasy football. Yeah, we did a little bit of that last year. Do I do fantasy football is a question. I do it. It's not one of my favorite things to do, but I do it. I talk about it. I'm actually going on Michael Fabiano's podcast tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, yeah. I'll be on there tomorrow, and he's huge into fantasy sports. So CBS Sports, formerly of CBS Sports, he's with Sports Illustrated now. But yeah, I'll be on Fabiano's talking some fantasy. Bye-bye. What else we got, man? Come on, let me get some good questions, man, before I get up out of here. G.I. Joe 317, who is the Draymond Green of the NFL? A guy that immediately comes to mind, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson out there in New Orleans. He's a guy who plays his role very, very, very well. One of the best slot defenders in the league. He actually took issue with my list that I had on Good Morning Football. Which top 5 list, any top 5 list you make, people are going to have a problem with it. I got no problem with him having a problem with my list. He should feel like he's the best slot defender in the league. And he not only does he play the game the right way, but he talk that shit and get under people's skin just like Draymond does. So I love it. Love watching him play. I had a couple guys, Marlon Humphrey and Jalen Ramsey, who are obviously outside starting corners, same way Kenny Moore is. But a lot of times, matchup-wise, game plan-wise, they bump into that slot as well. So it was a list of my top 5 players that I enjoy to watch do work in the slot going into 2022, and as far as what I project. Top 5 list. I don't really care that much for top 5 lists. But hey, this is my list, damn it. Let me see what we got. I answered this question earlier, Trashy MC. I'll be back on Good Morning Football next month. How do you feel about Gumpy getting hitched to Queen Lisa Ann? Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Jeremy, Mitchell or Bill? I'm assuming you're talking about Donovan Mitchell or Bradley Beal. And I'm also assuming that you're talking about coming to the Miami Heat. If I had to pick between these two players, very, very easy pick for me. Bradley Beal, baby. Give me Bradley Beal. Give me Bradley Beal on the Heat and win the finals next year. Question from Kevin. Who was your toughest tight end wide receiver matchup that you had to cover? For me, it was, I'd say the best receiver played against was Antonio Brown, just because of different, he can affect the defense on any level. Always had to be aware of where he was. Always had to have multiple guys on him. You know, he can play in the slot, he can play outside the X, he can play the Z. He can get his screen and take it 70. He can beat you intermediately with digs, comebacks, curls, etc. And then he can also take the top off of defense. So, and he was consistent from the first quarter, from the first snap to the last snap of the game. He was going to be going 100%. And so he was tough. So I would go with Antonio Brown with that one. Off the rails, Tone and Gems. Devin Funchess to the Lions. Big pickup or no? He was good in Carolina, but he's been rough since. The rest of the comment. You know, so they're moving him to tight end. Devin Funchess, big physical receiver when he played. Moving him to tight end, which people would assume is an easy transition, but I haven't. Trying to remember, trying to think about the last receiver that I've seen bump in there and be successful after, already been in the league. I've seen Logan Thomas, former quarterback at VTech, go in there and play well. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not very bullish. Not very bullish on it. Let me be real with you. But I could be wrong. He is athletic. I've seen him hoop. I've seen him play basketball. He's athletic. I'm sure Jared Goff will love it as another weapon, but not necessarily sold on that to be, thinking like, hey, this is the move that's going to put him over the top. Who you got out there? Is it Hawkinson? Is it Hawkinson you got out there? He was a good young tight end. But nah, Yeah. All right, man. We about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. As always. Molly Mall, did you ever have to cover Gronk on a play? Yes. So Gronk, I was with Gronk his rookie year in New England. That's when they had Gronk. They had Chico had Hernandez in there, and that was they were young, but you can tell that was going to be one of the more dominant tight end duos ever. Obviously, Hernandez had his shit off the field, his issues off the field, but Gronk, you saw it early on, and he's been a special talent, arguably the greatest tight end of all time. I didn't match up with Gronk too much at all, playing in the slot, depending on formation, I had to be guarding him in like some zones and maybe a couple man-to-man reps here and there. But nah, that wasn't a big matchup for me. I'm, 5'10" and some change, $185. And he, 6'7", probably 260 with that big ass arm brace, which was cheating as well. But I remember one specific rep, because once again, we played together, and it was he was in a bunch. And I had to reroute the bunch, kind of, that's when you basically try to throw a receiver off their course, try to jam it up, buddy it up for the quarterback. And I can literally remember Gronk laughing at me like D-Butt, just laughing at my reroute attempt, literally for probably about 3 yards. So, but nah, that ain't a matchup. Nah, cause we got other people for that. But all right, man. Somebody asked me about my blunt rolling skill. I'm not a blunt roller, man. I'm too late. I got my time is too valuable to be rolling blunts. It's 2022, man. Pre-roll the kid. Pre-roll the kid. But Van Arbar. Oh, this is the last question. All right, this is the last one for real. Which quarterback fooled you the most? I want to say, how many quarterbacks fooled me or us? But it was just about which quarterbacks that you couldn't fool on the defensive side of the ball because, you know, we get the disguise and try to hide this and hide that. And it was just some quarterbacks that you were not going to fool, like damn near ever. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning. Like, you weren't fooling those guys. And I actually remember the first time we played Peyton, or maybe it was the second time when I was in New England and Peyton was still in Indy. The game plan was every week, 15 out of the 16 games, we were disguising and moving and doing all these different things pre-snap. I said, all right, we're playing Peyton this week. Every pre-snap look is going to look the same. Every rep, we're going to have the corners off at 2.5 yards. That's where you're going to play man from. That's where you're going to play cover 2 from. That's where you're going to play cover 3 from, cover 4. Whatever we do, we're doing it from 2 yards, and the safeties are going to start where they start. And then we're going to roll into whatever we're going to roll in on the snap. That was the only game in my career, over 120-something games, that we did that as a defense because we knew we weren't going to fool Peyton Manning. So it wasn't necessarily about them fooling us, but about could we fool them or not and get them to make a mistake, get them to throw the ball, you know, into some bad coverage. I did get A-Rod's ass, though, in Lambeau. Oh, I got him good. But, yeah. Molly Ma, I'm like DC Young Fly. If I don't see you roll it, I don't want it. Hey, listen, man, you gotta be careful out here. You can't just be, you know, getting everybody cones or blunts or bomb, whatever it is. I'm with you. I'm with you, DC Young Fly. I'm with you, Ma. Hey, I'm straight on that. You got to be careful out here, man. Everybody into some different things. They might sprinkle a little something on there that you ain't. It's great. I ain't never that pressed. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch y'all on Monday. Excited about this upcoming season. Excited about some things that we have coming for you, you know, from the pod, and obviously individually things that me and AB are doing. But appreciate y'all as always for rocking with me, rocking with us. Be back on Monday. Will the Golden State Warriors be champions at that time? Will Lewis Hamilton win again at the Canadian Grand Prix? Will crypto be back? Or will it die even more? I can go scoop some more up when there's blood on the streets. I don't know. But we'll find out on the next episode.